Today, we're going to go over a very basic exercise. And when you exercise, there's probably no way to do exercises wrong or right. There's better and worse. And as long as you're not going to get hurt, good form to me means two things. The athlete is not going to get hurt, and we're targeting the muscles we want to target. And if you do those two things, you're doing good form. Now, within that spectrum, there's better and there's worse. So I don't want to make this sound like this is the only way you can do lat pull downs. It's a very core basic exercise. People have been doing it and getting great results for a very long time. I'm going to show you the way that I insist on my athletes doing it, because I think this is the most efficient way to get what we want, which is lat development. And so well, let's just go ahead and go through it. Why don't you go up and grab the lat bar. And first things first, when we set up, the muscle that we're targeting, we want is here. So this muscle right here, the lat muscle, it goes from the back all the way down here, all the way up to this bone here, and it's going to move this bone down. But the scapula also moves. So what we want to do is we're going to start in a two-stroke motion. The first motion is going to be to depress the scapula with the lats. So she pulls with the lats first, and the arms don't do anything, and then the arms engage after that. So 2 strokes. I got a shadow going there. 2 strokes. Stretch it up. And on the stretch, I'm going to ask her to push it away from her like a press and really stretch out all the way out. Now, from the lat, first just the scapula. The arm doesn't do anything. Then the arm engages and pulls. Take it up, Jax, and just do some shoulder shrugs, like reverse shoulder shrugs with your lat muscle. She's just pulling the lats in and then letting the bar come up. And then pulling the lats in and letting the bar come up. And the arms aren't moving. Now, conversely, people do this with too much arm. And I'm going to hold her scapula together. And now just pull the bar down. And see, her scapula aren't coming down, but the bar is. And that's bicep. That's bicep. And yeah, we have to bend this at the end because we want this humerus to come down. But I want to de-emphasize this and emphasize this bone being pulled from under here, not bending this arm. So let's do a 2-stroke motion again. Lats first, back first, and then arms. Now start to blend it together. We don't really want to keep doing this in 2 parts, but it's a good way to learn it in 2 parts. So now smooth it out, but start with the back, and the arms kick in a split second later. Watch, back and then arms. And above all, she's not thinking about her hands. Doesn't matter where the bar is, it matters where this bone is. The lat muscle is not attached to the bar. The lat muscle is attached to this bone right up under here. And this is the bone we have to move. So pull the bone down and then towards the floor with the elbow. We're not trying to bend the arm. Do this again and let's see your biceps light up when you pull with the arms. Pull with the arms. You see these muscles. So rest for a second, Jax. If we do this motion, nice work. If we do this motion well enough, when we're finished with a set, I can ask, did you feel that more in your arms or in your back? And if the answer is my back, you're doing okay. You're getting there. I don't think there's any way to completely take the forearms and the biceps out, but your goal should be to. And so the way I teach that is to start from the scapula. Start that motion here, and then you can think about the rest of the motion. And that rest of the motion should be just this bone. It shouldn't really be your elbow. Now, I understand there's ways to row, and people say pull your elbows back, and that's fine too. And you can blend those ideas in here. But I don't want to confuse the issue of what I'm trying to do. We're trying to maximize a way to teach how to engage the scapula in this motion. And then you can go on and fine tune it a little bit with some elbow drive. Because the truth is, if she pushes down on her elbow and I hold her up, that's going to really work the lat. So if she's driving her elbow down, yeah, that does. But sometimes when you tell people to drive the elbow down, what they do is they flex that bicep and forearm. And so let's start. This is where I think you should go back to and just check to see if you're doing this from your back mostly and primarily, or from your arms. And if it's a 50-50 split, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. You better be at least 80-20 and then work to 90-10 and then 95-5. That's fair. 5% from the arms for a back exercise, sure. I'll accept that. But if it's more than that, you're wasting your time. There's better arm exercises than rows or lat pull downs. And by the way, this same technique applies to the row, and we could probably show that, but it's easier to see the scapula move in here. So let's do a couple more, and I'm going to outline it. I'm going to get on this side so I don't make a shadow on you. I should have thought of that sooner. Okay, so it starts, here's the muscle we want. Now we're going to get this teres muscle here, you can see that too. And we're going to get a little bit of tricep with the long head and a little bit of rear delt. But I want to move this thought process completely away from the hands, completely away from the elbow, not completely away from the shoulder, but below the shoulder. Put your attention, your brain goes here. Your brain goes here. Don't go here, don't go here, don't go here. Your brain goes right here. Pull the scapula down and then finish the motion. And the finishing motion is, indeed, moving the elbows to the floor. But blend that in later. Focus right here for now. Build a solid connection. And then you can really jam these. Don't hurt yourself, that's too light. But go ahead and whip it around with your lat. She's getting most of that from lat and a little bit from her arms, but you can use tremendous amounts of weight if you start it here and not let the arms come into play. All right, rest. So that's a very, very basic exercise. I don't want to say done right, I want to say done better. And I spend a lot of time myself when I had to learn it, and I spend a lot of time with my clients teaching that the motion comes from the back. You want back strength. You don't want arm strength. Arm strength is good, but we can do other exercises for that. So you want to start the motion in the back, and the arm doesn't do anything until it finishes, right at the end. I can go from here to here and move a bar that far without ever bending my arm. And then I finish it. Conversely, I could move a bar from here to here without ever moving my shoulder and back. That's not going to give me any back doing this. I need to move this. This joint has to move. So I hope that you retrace your steps. I know you think you've done so many lat pull downs that you've got it down perfectly and you're getting good development. But I'll bet if you go back and do this, spend a little time on this, you'll get better development.